Welcome to Made in Montgomery. I'm Susan Kennedy. We're standing here in the hub of one of the leading lodging companies in the United States. When you mention the name Marriott, quality and customer service comes to mind. And the company's executive chairman, Bill Marriott, wouldn't have it any other way. When Bill Marriott's father was passing through Washington, D.C. one sweltering summer in the 1920s, he noticed there was a lack of establishments offering refreshments. With that, he opened his first A&W root beer stand where the foundation for the hot shops was established. Bill Marriott had his first job at 14 stapling invoices in one of those restaurants. He graduated to flipping burgers and mopping floors working for hot shops while in college at the University of Utah. It's there where he got a taste for the business and fell in love. Over the past 6 decades, he has taken Marriott from a family business to a global lodging company with more than 3,700 properties in 73 countries. And Bill Marriott says there is one main factor that can be attributed to that success.
I think one of the most important is consistency. We've always had high standards, but consistent standards. Back in the old days, the hot shop, there was about a 10-page book for our waitresses on how to dress, how to provide the proper makeup, make sure their stocking seams were straight back in the old days, and not too much makeup, light earrings, nothing important, nothing big dangling earrings. We wouldn't let them have that. And it was very interesting how we had grooming standards, and then we had how to present a plate to the table and how to clear a table and never pick the glass up like this. You always had to pick it up from the side so you didn't get your hands on where the people would drink. So lots of details that were part of the consistent service program.
Bill Marriott says his father once told him if he wanted to be successful, he would have to work, and that he has. He is highly regarded throughout the hotel industry for his hands-on management style and success at innovation. And on top of these traits, he manages to have a great sense of humor.
My dad's favorite story was about the guy that came down for breakfast in the morning, and the waitress met him, came up to the table, and she said to him, "What do you have for breakfast?" He said, "Eggs over easy," and some kind words, and she came back with the eggs, put them down, turned around. He said, "What about those kind words?" She said, "Don't eat them eggs."
Bill Marriott got his first shot at hotel management when his father opened the Twin Bridges Motel in Arlington, Virginia. In 1964, he was named president of the company. Then, in 1972, at the age of 40, he was Marriott's CEO.
I'm Bill Marriott. Checking on Marriott hotels, I have to make sure we do things right. After all, it's my name over the door.
But it wasn't just a strong work ethic that got Bill Marriott to the top. As a young man, he learned a lesson from Dwight Eisenhower that shaped his philosophy on leadership.
And I just got out of Navy Supply Corps School in Athens, Georgia. I was an ensign in the Navy. My dad's best friend at the time was Ezra Taft Benson, who was Secretary of Agriculture under Eisenhower. And they invited Ike to come down with Mamie and have a Christmas dinner at our farm in Front Royal, Virginia. And it was so cold down there that we said, "What should we do? What should we do? What should we do?" And we had the president standing there, and he turned around and he looked at me, he says, "What do you want to do, Bill?" And I said, "It's too cold. Let's stay inside." He said, "Good idea." So we stayed inside. But the fact that he asked me my opinion and what I thought, and here was my commander-in-chief turning around, looking at an ensign in the Navy, it's the lowest possible form of life on the earth, asking what I thought, showed me why he was such a great leader, why he could get along with Montgomery and Patton and Churchill and Roosevelt and Marshall and even, Stalin and some of these very, very, very ego-centered, difficult people.
It's that emphasis on listening that has played a huge role in the success of Marriott. The company employs over 300,000 people from all walks of life. Marriott says it's important to recognize what each individual brings to the table and respect what they have to say. He's proud to note that the average general manager has been with the company for 25 years.
Thank you, Dan, for those kind words. You'll go far.
And started working for Marriott when they were in their early days of their careers. He told us taking care of his people is one of his top core values.
We want our people to be treated fairly. We want them to be provided opportunities. We want them to be able to be listened to. If they have a problem with their manager, they can go to their manager and sort it out. So we are really committed to taking care of our people. That's number one. We're in the service business. We don't manufacture anything. We don't have production lines. We don't have anything like that. It's all about interacting with our customers. And it's people that do it. Whether it's front desk or restaurant or housekeeping or engineering, wherever it is, it's people interacting with people.
It's obvious you've made them a priority. How do you make your employees a priority in a customer service-based agency and business? How do you keep them a priority?
Well, number one, you hire the right people. And we say we hire friendly and train technical. So when we interview somebody, we want to find somebody who likes to work with people, who's interested in service, and who's committed to serving our guests. And then we can take that, we can train them to technology part, and we can enhance their service ability by giving them learning skills and training skills. And we work very hard to make sure that these are impressed. Every morning we have what we call a lineup. And all our housekeepers get together. We have the theme of the day, what we're going to do today that's different, what we're going to do today to enhance our guest service. And we have it in housekeeping, we have it in restaurants, we have it at front desk, so we have it throughout the hotel. So we're constantly communicating and listening, getting feedback from our associates. They feel they're part of the team that has to deliver the service.
But it hasn't always been smooth sailing for Marriott. The industry slumped after the attacks of 9/11, and the recent recession forced Marriott to aggressively cut costs while at the same time trying to maintain its employee-friendly culture. Marriott hotels in Islamabad, Pakistan, and Jakarta, Indonesia, have been the sites of bombs and explosions. There were some business ventures as well, those that were successful, like the company's move into the timeshare business, and a few investments that were shorter-lived.
We did all kinds of food service accounts. We had 94 airline catering kitchens around the world. We had 3 cruise ships in the Mediterranean, and we had 2 theme parks under construction. And we've gotten rid of all those businesses except hotels.
Today, the challenges are different. He acknowledges competition is a reality, and staying on top takes constant innovation. Internet access is a top priority for travelers, and smartphones and the iPad have increased the demand for increased bandwidth.
So they've done a great job customizing it for Newport News and, all the local events, restaurants.
What is the hardest part of being at the top of this industry in this day and age?
Well, I think innovation and keeping up with the trends today, everything is changing so fast. Technology was not even an issue when I started the business. A typewriter was all you needed in your office. Today you've got these complex systems and computers, and everybody's carrying an iPhone and they want to check in. We just introduced mobile check-in in 300 hotels, so you can check in from your iPhone no matter where you are on the road, get your room assignment, you pick up your key at the desk and go straight to your room. So this is the kind of stuff that's changing that makes it so challenging today, is that all the technology and the people that are basically under 40 are all technocrats. They don't know how to talk to each other, they just text each other. And so consequently, keeping up with that part of the business is a real challenge.
Let me ask you about that. Does that concern you at all, the fact that everything's done electronically today and there's not as much face-to-face as we're used to?
I think it's a big concern. I think people have learned how to not avoid talking to each other. They don't talk to each other like we used to do. And we used to either talk on the phone or face-to-face, and today they just text. And so consequently, you lose that interaction, this sense of what the other person is feeling and trying to convey. Sometimes always doesn't come through in the printed word. Of course, half the time they can't spell either, but that's...
Montgomery County is where the Marriott family has called home for close to 60 years, and the company is headquartered in Bethesda. When you ask Bill Marriott what it is about Montgomery County that makes it a good place to do business, he answers with no hesitation.
Well, in the hotel business, we say location, location, location. Makes for a successful hotel. And when you think about it, my house in Montgomery County is 25 minutes from Dulles, 25 minutes from National Airport, 10 minutes from my office, and 25 minutes from the White House, which is the center of downtown Washington.